changing the duty cycle. Whereas in general methods, to change the speed, value of the resistance or field rheostat are to be changed. Low power loss in switching transistor in PWM method, whereas in general methods, power loss takes place. Amplitude of voltage is same in PWM method, whereas voltage amplitude is not same, that is in voltage control methods in general methods. PWM methods are easily adjustable and simple calculation, whereas general methods are requires calculations paired to installations. Next slide. These are the list of components we are using in our project. Arduino Uno R3 with a voltage rating of 5 volt, and the second one is non-contact IR speed sensor with a voltage rating of 4.5 to 5 volt, and 16 by 2 LCD display with a voltage rating of 4.7 volt to 5.3 volt, DC motor and DC motor encoder with a voltage rating of 12 volt, and NPN transistor for switching purpose, the potentiometer for the analog signaling. Further topic will be continued by Partharthi.
So here we can see the block diagram, and here is the controller, and DC motor is installed here, an optical tachometer to read the speed, and regulated power supply to both DC motor and controller are given. Next, working, so to generate the reference frequency, we use the potentiometer, and by changing the value of potentiometer, we can change the duty cycle. We have made use of speed encoder to count the frequency. Then when the mechanical load varies, the speed of the motor changes, and this is sent to Arduino to register the present speed. Here NPN transistor acts as a switch. When the input to the base is varied, the equivalent voltage is varied, and hence the speed is varied. So for simulation, we have to predict the performance. So firstly, the program is compiled in Arduino compiler. Then address of the hexadecimal file is copied for further use. Since the speed sensor is not available in the library, so we use speed encoder. Then pin 5 of the Arduino is used to generate pulses, that is the PWM waveform, and these are fed to the transistor, and when the signal is high, transistor acts as a closed switch and motor runs. So here it is the circuit diagram as from the simulation. This is the DC motor encoder, and here is a flywheel diode. It is the transistor that acts as a switch, and here diode D2 acts as a to prevent reverse flow of current. Here we have used potentiometer to change the speed manually, and LCD display to show the present and preset speed. To get the exact results, we have to change the load on the motor. So in simulation, we have changed the load on motor by this provision. And as we can see here that in open loop, the speed goes decreasing like a normal DC motor characteristics, that is inversely to speed. Whereas in closed loop control system with Arduino microcontroller, the speed does not decrease well up to 50% extra load on the DC motor, and speed is conserved up to that limit. Next, talking about the applications, it is used in it can be used in automation industries and robotics. It is used for high precision application. It can be used in conveyor belts where the load varies continuously and speed requires continuous readjustment. Also, same system can be used for AC motors just by replacing the transistor with speed, and calculations get lot simpler. And also we know that Arduino supports IoT or Wi-Fi applications, so speed can be changed manually from a very distant place. These are the references. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
हाँ.
Yes, sir.
Vaibhav Batkal. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Please tell me the name of the all 4 members.
Sir,
Hello,
Partharthi
sir.
Kamble,
Bhagyashree.
Vaibhav Batkal, Bhagyashree Anand.
Yeah. And Chitam.
Chit Simran Singh.
Which one? Huh?
Chit Simran Singh.
Kish Simran Singh, please tell me, Mr. What is the that you have done that project on frequency lock speed control of DC motors? Can you tell me any practical application about this? Have you seen anything about this? How it is controlled?
Yes, sir. There are many practical application. One of which is in food industry, sir. As my father works in food industry, I have seen the conveyor belt in which the product is moving from one place to another. In that place, they are using to control it, sir. The speed and to control the load, sir.
Yeah. Can be used in the pharma industry also?
So definitely conveyor belts are used everywhere. So this technology can be used in pharma industry as well, sir.
That product is revolving with packaging and all these things. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And what is the method for speed control of AC motors? Can you tell me how it is
Yes, sir.
controlled?
By replacing the transistor with optocoupler and triac.
No, but that is that you can tell, you can sing it as a software part, but in practical things, in big machines, how it
Yes,
is
sir.
controlled? AC motor.
Yes,
So by
only
using
the firing.
in terms of
Only the transistor will be changed by optocoupler and triac. Optocoupler provides optical isolation between the high voltage AC motor and the low voltage Arduino circuit, and the triac will act as a switching circuit.
Okay, these are the very good and IoT things. You can use it, but in actual practice,
Yes, sir.
in big industries, how these motors are controlled, speed control, how it can be done? Are you aware of it?
sir, in terms of
No,
DC
not yet,
motors, we
sir.
can.
With the help of variable
Sir, yes, sir.
drives,
Variable frequency drives.
you can have a much
Hello, sir.
less power consumption.
So, hello, sir.
Hello.
So, in terms of DC HT motors in DC supply, so we can control its speed by using SCR, silicon
Yeah.
controlled rectifier, by wiring a firing
Silicon
angle.
control rectifier. Yeah.
Yes, sir. In ST motors, DC motors with high rating, sir. And in terms of AC motors, sir, we can control it by using GRR, sir. GRR and LRS, liquid rotor starter.
Yes. Shunt resistance you can use. Okay.
Yes, sir. That is.
And VFD is now very widely used in industries now. When that power consumption is low and when requirement is low, that you can use it very efficiently, VFDs.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, sir.
Next, Bhavna Toshantu Advait.
Yes, sir.
Present your screen.
Sir, is the screen visible? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
It is visible and you are audible.
Good morning to one and all present here. My name is Toshantu Dhenge, and today, on behalf of Group 7, I will be beginning the paper presentation on our topic, solar powered resonant converter with maximum power point tracking. So, in past few decades, we have seen a tremendous demand of energy due to continuously increasing economic activities. And due to this increase in demand, the natural fuels are depleting at an alarming rate. Hence, the focus of research has been shifted towards more sustainable and more cleaner fuels. And one such source is solar energy. This type of energy can be converted to electrical energy by use of the photovoltaic cells. But now the issue arises with the extraction of this energy, as solar panels are only efficient below a particular temperature. Hence, to optimize the output, an MPPT system is used along with the converters. The voltage procured by the panels can be improved by adopting methods such as inverter transformer, boost converters, but they have few setbacks of them too. They have setbacks like high switching losses, poor efficiency, and to overcome these problems, resonant converters can be used where resonant tanks are used to create sinusoidal voltage and current waveforms. It consists of network of inductors and capacitors which are tuned to resonate at a specific frequency and have a wide range of operation. So in this paper, we have emphasized on the reduction of switching losses which occur during a transitioning period of power switch. So let's see the basic structure of circuit. The resonant converter is fed through the output of equivalent solar PV module, which is finally fed to the induction motor through inverter. And to increase the output extracted from the PV module, maximum power point tracking is employed with the circuit. And the further presentation will be continued by Bhavna Chaudhary.
This is the solar PV module circuit. For designing solar PV module, we have used a lookup table. The input to the lookup table is the solar current and output is the voltage. And the values of current and voltage are taken from the VI characteristics of the reference model. Next. The reference model we have considered is the SolarX MSH6P photovoltaic module. These are the parameters of the reference model. Next. These are the output voltage and current we are getting from the circuit at maximum power. The outputs are almost same as that of the reference model. Next. Figure shows the nature of output of the design model. Next. Maximum power point tracking is used to extract the maximum available power from the PV module. For this project, we are using perturb and observe method. In this method, the MPPT continuously makes changes to the voltage and monitors the changes in power. If the changes in voltage increases the power output, the next perturbation will be in the same direction, and if it decreases the power output, the next perturbation will be in the opposite direction. And by doing so, the MPPT will oscillate around the maximum power point and hence will track the maximum power. Next. Further will be explained by Advait.
Good morning. I will be explaining about the design of resonant converter. The above figure shows the design of how LLC series parallel resonant converter is arranged. And the below figure shows the equivalent circuit for the resonant converter. Next. For designing the resonant converter, we need to decide the values of the parameters which we'll be using. The first step is considering the ratio between LP and LR, that is the inductor which is connected in parallel and the inductor which is connected in series. We are considering the value of M, that is the ratio, as 5 for the maximum efficiency of the resonant converter. Now, for determining the M minimum, that is the maximum gain, the formula is given under root of M upon M minus 1. By putting the 5, we get the value of M minimum as 1.118. The next step is calculating the transformer turns ratios, which is given by N is equals to V in maximum upon 2 into VO plus VF into V minimum. V minimum is calculated above, and V in maximum is 50 volt. That is the maximum voltage which can be fed to the resonant converter. And VO is the output voltage which we can get up to 500 volts. Assuming the VF is equals to 0.6 volt, that is the diode voltage drop, we get the value of N as 0.0558. Next. Now, next step is calculating the equivalent load resistance on the primary side. It is given by RAC. RAC is calculated as 8N square VO square upon pi square into PO. Now, by putting the values, we get RAC as 0.2523 ohms. And the final step is determining the values of LLC circuit, that is the inductors and the capacitor which will be used for the LLC tank. Therefore, CR is given by 1 by 2 pi Q F0 RAC, and it is calculated as 15.7704 microfarad. LR is given by 1 by...
You have to conclude first.
Okay. Next. The table shows the parameters with the calculated values. Next. The given figure shows the nature of the output which we are getting through the resonant converter. Next. Advantages of the resonant converter is that in resonant converter, soft switching is possible and the efficiency of the PV module is also increased because of the switching losses are reduced. It provides the option of fixed frequency control, as well as it is better than the other conventional options like basic inverters and converter circuits. Next. The system can be used in high power applications. It can be used for DC as well as AC appliances, and it can be also used for high frequency applications. Next. The table shows the approximate cost which we have estimated. It's about 6,000 rupees. Next. As a conclusion, we have made that when MPPT algorithm with P and O method, that is perturb and observe method, is used with the resonant converter, we can get a better efficiency than other systems. So we have proposed the use of MPPT with resonant converter. This is the conclusion of our project. Next. These are the references and paper we took for the literature survey. Thank you.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me when there is a maximum switching on, ये सब maximum switching कब होता है हमारे लोड कर्व में टोटल?
Sir, when we use inverter at high frequency,
Yeah.
the MOSFET induces switching losses due to high frequency.
That is all you have designed, and all that is all these are parts and small components you have used or you are using for this power tracker. But I am asking you a practical question. When in a grid system, when there is a switching in time, which is the highest switching in time, and what you call as a peak load, when you will call it as a peak load? Can you tell me? Anybody from the group?
Sir,
Hello?
when the maximum power is extracted from the solar panel, and while converting that power, the maximum switching occurs.
You can simply tell me just when in the morning period when all industries are opening, offices are opening, that is a switching surges are there. At that time, your demand should compensate
Maximum.
all your system. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And again, there is a peak load in the evening. Means all these your project should help or less and less disturbance in the frequency and grid. All that things should be contributed from your projects.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
These
sir.
are the practical applications for doing all these calculations and your network analysis theory. Okay, all the best to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Number 8, we'll switch.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Next group, Shivam,
Yes,
Yash, Aditya,
Sir.
Pali. Present your screen.
Shivam.
Just a second, sir.
Sajal, please be ready. Tell Akanksha and Pranay to join.
Yes.
Sir, is the screen visible?
Yes. It is visible and you are audible.
Okay, sir. So, good morning,
sir.
everyone present here. Our project group is number 8, and we are today here to present our presentation. The topic for our presentation is Arduino-based 12-volt DC to 3-phase AC inverter for industrial purpose. So let us look at the content we will be discussing about. Motivation, then some introduction will be there. We will discuss the block diagrams, circuit diagram, working components which we are using, Arduino Uno, pins which we are using, some specifications of it, then BJT, then the MOSFET we will be using, transformer, then simulation and programming. Then we'll talk about some advantages, applications, approximate costing and power rating, and then last reference. So I would like Yash to continue from here. Yash.
Thank you, Shivam. So, good morning, sir. So, our topic is Arduino-based 12-volt DC to 3-phase AC inverter for industrial purpose. So, my group members are Shivam Chanda, myself Yash Khargate, Pali Bansodkar, and Aditya Bhingare. Shivam, would you please start the presentation?
Yes, the presentation is started. Can you see it?
Yes, but means I was saying that zoom it.
Yes.
Sorry.
You continue, please.
Yes, make it faster.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Shivam, next slide. So, as told by Shivam, so there are contents which are given, which is given by means which are given in the presentation. That is a literature type motivation and introduction from where we got the means idea. Block diagram, circuit diagram, then working component used, Arduino Uno, pins used, specification of Arduino Uno, BJT, and MOSFETs, transformer and simulation and programming which we have done, then applications, advantages, and approximate cost required for the project and references. So Shivam, next slide. So let's start with the motivation. So as we know that three-phase inverters.
Please roll on fastly your slides.
Shivam,
Okay? We have to
Shivam.
complete it.
Sir, actually, there is a problem. I'll just restart the slide because Yash is
no problem.
seeing the previous slides.
You can just discuss only. No problem.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So the
Yash,
motivation.
can you see the block diagram, Yash?
No, Shivam, we are not able to see your block diagram. Just show your block diagram and then immediately conclude because only 2 minutes are left.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Shivam, please.
Uh,
Okay, sir. If I just discussed it, so
is it visible now?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so as the motivation we got for the three-phase inverters, which became a necessity for many medium to large-scale consumers. So, as a introduction, as we know that inverters, as the main component of our project is inverter. So, as we know, inverter is an electrical device that converts DC current into AC. So, let's move on to directly to the block diagram. So here you can see that there is a Arduino board to which a 5-volt DC supply is given. So Arduino here is used to create a pulse, which will be given to BJT and MOSFET. As we know that collector and emitter, which are present in the BJT and MOSFET. So to this, as a gate triggering will be required. So we have given a 12-volt DC battery or so, or maybe solar panel may be used. So for gate triggering, we are using 12-volt DC battery or solar panel here, and then inverter as through the inverter the output will be given, that would be 12 volt. So step up transformer is used to step up the voltage, as inverters means the output through the inverter will be very less. To increase that output, so transformer step up transformers are used. Shivam, next slide. So the next slide, it is given that circuit diagram is given. Shivam, next slide.
Shivam, from your side, that slide is not changing.
Sir, I'm changing the slide. It should be
Yeah, but
visible.
I think we are not able to see. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fine,
yeah.
fine. So can you just make it?
Yes, sir.
I think it is
Shivam,
disconnected
will you
again.
just show the circuit diagram?
Is it visible now, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so circuit diagram is given. So as we know that this is the Arduino board as given. Uno is used, which is an open source microcontroller board based on microchip Atmega 328P microcontroller. That is the name of which. So 4.7K resistances are means connected, and then you can see that there is BC557 and BC548. Those are BJTs, and next to that MOSFETs are connected. So it makes a combination for as a inverter circuit, and later on transformer is used for a step up. Shivam, next slide. So this is the working. The circuit consists of Arduino, which generates. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. So as discussed, this is the working. As a BJT amplifies the signal provided by Arduino for further conduction in the circuit. So BJT is used in the circuit to amplify the low level signal into high level signal. And three single phase step up transformer are connected in delta and star connection here. And at the output we have three phases and one neutral line delivered by using star connection at secondary side. So components used here are Arduino Uno, 12 volt DC battery, Arduino programming software, MOSFET resistance, and 9 volt to 20 volt transformers. Three transformers are used to give three phase output. Then next we can see it is an Arduino circuit which have the pins. There is a the board consists of 14 digital inputs and 6 analog input and output pins. It is of 9 volt. It has a USB cable system. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And pins are used. This pin are used to give the supply voltage to the board and ground, and then pins 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, and 11. It can provide 8-bit pulse width modulation output.
Yash, I'll take it from here.
Okay.
Thank you, Yash. So here are some pins we will be using: 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11.
Go over the slide.
Sorry, sir.
Next slide.
Yes, sir.
Just go for the conclusion if possible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, for the conclusion.
BJTs we will be using RF9630 MOSFET. We will use 12 volt to 220 volt step up transformer. It will be delta star configuration. Phase voltage we will get is 220 volt, line voltage 440 volt. Here is the Arduino programming. This is the simulation, and this is the output we got from the 3 input score. Here are some applications. Some advantages: it is portable and it is cost effective. It can be used as a backup. Approximate costing will be 15,000 rupees. Power rating is 1000 watt. Here are some of the references, some web links, books, and research papers we have referred. And that is it. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Shivam, Yash, and Aditya.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes.
Kali,
Pali, yes, sir.
Can you tell me that this inverter you have designed, have you utilized all these components?
Sir, you're not clearly audible, sir.
हाँ, ये जो components है आपने सब यूज करके बनाया है क्या जैसा मॉडल कुछ?
No, sir. We haven't made the hardware yet.
तुम्हाला नवीन लिंक
You
पाठवली
can have the hardware for it. और ये हमारी जो सोलर रूफटॉप पैनल जो है उसके लिए जो इन्वर्टर लगता है,
Yes, sir.
can it be the same thing?
यस सर, इट कुड बी सेम. हम लोग बैटरी को रिप्लेस करके अगर एक सोलर पैनल लगा देते हैं तो, या बैटरी को चार्ज करने के लिए हम लोग सोलर पैनल लगा देते हैं तो सेम हो जाएगा.
यानी हमने जो अगर यदि घर पे सोलर रूफटॉप पैनल लगाए हैं तो उसके लिए जो इन्वर्टर हमको यूज करना है, तो ये इन्वर्टर काम में आएगा क्या आपका?
सर जो नॉर्मल हम लोग यूज करते हैं वो काम नहीं आएगा, उसके लिए हाइब्रिड इन्वर्टर लगेगा.
That is the study part. You can study it in the market. Which inverters are used, but almost same components are there, and IoTs is used.
Yes sir.
That is that output is taken on your mobile screen also. How you are generating, and what are the DC to AC, that is inverter.
Yes sir.
Okay, all the best for future.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Building.
Thank you.
Project.
Sorry, sir, for the inconvenience.
No, no, no. It's all
No
right.
issue. Yeah, it's already.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Fine. So next is Sajal, Akanksha, and Pranay. Please be ready. Present your screen.
Is it visible, sir?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is visible.
Is it visible, sir?
Yes, yes, it is visible.
What is the subject?
Sir, photovoltaic thermal energy system, sir.
Photovoltaic thermal energy system.
May I start, sir?
Yeah.
So first of all, good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. My project topic is photovoltaic thermal energy system. So starting with the introduction, let us know what is solar energy. So the energy we get from the sun is termed as solar energy. And how much energy do we receive from sun? So we receive a limitless amount of energy from sun, and we will be receiving a limitless supply from the sun for the rest of our lives. So if this is possible, if we are getting this much energy from sun, then why are we not able to harness it completely and be dependent on solar energy? Because the current technology with which we are trying to harness the solar energy, for example, the solar panel we have are currently based on silicon material. They are able to absorb only a specific amount of solar spectrum from a varied solar spectrum as given in this diagram. That only the portion in the green, here you can see the green shaded portion is only absorbed by solar panel, and the rest of the spectrum goes to waste. If the rest of the spectrum goes to waste, what happens to the rest of the spectrum? What happens is that the part of the energy which is absorbed is converted into electrical energy, and the other energy, solar energy, which is not absorbed, rises the temperature of the solar panel. So need of solar harnessing technology is that, as I have told earlier, that only a specific amount of energy is absorbed by solar panel, and the remaining amount rises the temperature of the solar panel. As the temperature of the solar panel rises, its efficiency decreases as the power output of the solar panel decreases. So,
my dear Sajal.
Yes, sir.
My kind request to you, please take the core part of this your project, please. Fastly, we have to move fast.
Okay, sir. No problem, sir.
Yeah.
So the concept of PVT is that we are introducing a thermal absorber unit along with a solar panel unit, which will help the solar panel to reduce its rise in temperature, and in whole increase its overall solar conversion efficiency. And the need for PVT is that normal solar panel cannot be utilized properly if the rise in temperature happens. The next is project objective.
The project objective is to increase the efficiency of the solar panel by combining them with the other thermal systems. In our project, we are creating a small module of a larger system. Then the efficiency of solar panel can be calculated by the formula Pmax divided by area divided by 1000 into 100. Next slide, please. the concept of PVT. It is also known as the hybrid solar collector. It converts the solar radiation into usable thermal and electrical energy. It combines the PV solar cell, which converts the sunlight into electrical energy with a solar thermal collector, which transfer the unused waste heat from the solar module into the heat transfer fluid. This is the graph of utilization of solar spectrum using a PVT collector. The yellow part describes the heat gains, and the blue part describes the electricity gains. Next, please. The efficiency of PVT system. The basic difference between the PV module and the PVT module is the thermal system, which is added externally to increase the efficiency of the overall system. Next, we'll be giving the Pranay.
Sir, so this is a proposed system for our project. So what, as you can see from the diagram, the solar panel is attached to the thermal absorber with the help of bolt and adhesive. Thermal absorbers are the copper tubes attached on the back side of the solar panel. And these tubes are routed to the water tank for the storage of hot water. And the flow of water is controlled with the help of pump. So cycle of project starts with the solar panel. The function of solar panel is to convert solar energy into electrical energy. Then the second stage is thermal absorber. Its job is to absorb heat from the solar panel and cool the panel down. And the heat exchange in this process is done with the help of water, which is pumped through the copper tubes. Third stage is storage of the hot water. The hot water we get in the second stage is stored in the water tank, and which can be further utilized for the domestic use. Fourth stage is the storage of the energy. The output we get from the solar panel is given to the sensor, which can help us to read the reading of the solar panel of output voltage and current. And we store the energy from the panel in a 12-volt battery. So this is the hybrid solar collector. As you can see, the blue part is a solar panel, and the mesh structure on the left is a
last 30 seconds
are on the copper tube. So next, these are the scope of improvements. So the conclusion of this system is the power generated from this hybrid solar collector is more than that of the normal solar collector. So we can say that the hybrid solar system is more efficient than the normal solar panel.
Okay. Mr. Sajay Srivastav, Akanksha, and Pranay.
Yes,
okay?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me that where there is some electricity is used or electrical connections are there in this system?
Sorry, sir, I can't understand what you said.
ये जो सिस्टम हमारी बनाए हमने फोटोवोल्टाइक पैनल टू थर्मल एनर्जी सिस्टम कन्वर्शन, तो इसमें कुछ इलेक्ट्रिकल सिस्टम आपने यूज किया है क्या?
हाँ सर, सबसे पहले तो सर ये सिस्टम जो पावर आउटपुट देगा उसको मेजर करने के लिए हम लोगों ने एक मेजरिंग सिस्टम बनाया है माइक्रो कंट्रोलर यूज करके। तो जो वोल्टेज और करंट आउटपुट हमको पर सेकंड मिलेगा सोलर पैनल से, वो हम सर पूरा एक मतलब दिन के समय के लिए पूरा रिकॉर्ड करेंगे, और दोनों सिस्टम के लिए, एक नॉर्मल सोलर पैनल के लिए और एक हाइब्रिड कलेक्टर के लिए, दोनों हम मेजर करके उनको सर कंपेयर करेंगे।
अच्छा।
और सर सोलर चार्ज कंट्रोल यूनिट का यूज करके बैटरी को स्टोर कर रहे हैं। यस सर।
मेन एप्लीकेशन कहाँ पे यूज बताएंगे आप इसका?
सर रेसिडेंशियल सिस्टम्स में, हाउसेज में और इंस्टीट्यूट्स में।
तो मेरा सोलर वाटर हीटिंग के लिए आप इसको अप्लाई कर सकते क्या?
हाँ सर, बिल्कुल कर सकता है।
तो उसमें इलेक्ट्रिकल सिस्टम तो कोई आती नहीं है हमारे इसमें।
सर मैं वही बोलना चाहता हूँ कि अगर आप सिर्फ सोलर वाटर हीटिंग सिस्टम अगर घर में बिठाते हो तो सिर्फ आप गर्म पानी यूज कर सकते हो सोलर एनर्जी का यूज करके, बट वही अगर आप ये सिस्टम बिठाओगे हाइब्रिड कलेक्टर का, तो सर आपको बिजली भी मिलेगी और गर्म पानी भी मिलेगा। तो एक चीज से आप, यस सर, मतलब एक ही चीज से दो हो सकता है।
Okay. You can try it in practical way
Yes, sir.
as a further study. Huh?
Bilkul, sir.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Next group number 10. Hello. Hello. Shivangi Roy, Aniket Dorle.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And Vaisakh. Yes, continue. Hello. Miss Shivangi, you can continue.
Shivangi?
Yes, continue with your
Yes,
presentation.
so Vaishak is going to present it.
Okay, Vaishak, you can start, beta. Make it faster, beta.
So actually Vaishak's mic is not working. So Vaishak's mic is not working. I'll present it instead of him.
Yeah, Shivangi, you start doing the
Yes,
presentation.
sir. I'll present it instead of him.
Yeah. Just tell about the important parts of this your presentation only.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. I'm presenting on behalf of our group, that is Group 10, which is guided by Dr. Dinesh Wankhede. The motivation for doing this was, by the passing years, the need of energy is increasing, but the use of thermal energy is not preferable. So the other alternatives is renewable and solar. Solar is the best renewable source that can be used. But the conversion of solar to electricity is essential. This can be done by solar panels. But the efficiency of solar panel decreases significantly after few years of installation. Our project basically focuses on increasing the efficiency of solar panels. The objectives for this project is need for solar to assist in meeting the climate changes, renewable energy, and environmental and air quality goals. Need of overall cost reduction of solar PV system. Need to increase the reliability of solar PV system by means of increasing its efficiency. Need to increase the lifespan of solar PV system. Solar energy, it is basically the energy from sun. This is received by the earth in the form of radiation whose bandwidth is broken into three ranges: UV, visible, and infrared. Sun is by far the most large source of energy. If used in proper way, the sun's energy is beneficial. Solar energy received by earth from sun is approximately 1.8 into 10 raised to power 11 megawatt, which is much more than present consumption rate, and it has enormous potential in India. The country has on an average 300 sunny days per year. By going through paper, we came to know that IEA has done a comparative study on the world energy consumption.
Just 1 minute interruption, ma'am. Please, you just tell about your project. What is the core part of your project? What you have done? Okay.
Okay, sir. So in this project, we are basically focusing on increasing the efficiency of rooftop solar panel. The efficiency of rooftop solar panel decreases due to aging and other factors. We are planning on using a BBC material that is patented by NEEDY. This material will create a film of phenenzyne and or its derivative, which will then be investigated in photovoltaic performance of the panels. Both the panels with and without BBC material will be compared and their efficiency will be calculated. So Dorle will continue.
Yeah. Mr. Dorle, please tell about how it is increased, that efficiency is increased. with BBC material.
Yes, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yes.
Sir, BBC material will help the to capture the more sun energy, and as the more amount of the sun's energy will be captured, the electric current which will be generated by the solar panel will be more, and by that way the efficiency of the solar panel will be increased. And there are also other factors which affect the efficiency of the solar panel. We were trying to cover while performing the practical presentation on our rooftop solar panel. Sir, advantages of our project is increase efficiency, more saving, increasing the lifespan of the solar panel. And disadvantage are the project cost of our project is very high. As the calculation are lengthy, it is difficult to calculate the exact break-even point of our project. That when the cost will be recovered of the project. The future scope of our project is that if we successfully increase the efficiency of the solar panel, then it can be used widely for the future inventions. Then there is a the cost of the electricity bill will be reduced, and there are also some environmental advantages. Thank you.
Okay, Shivangi, can you tell me what is the BBC material?
So BBC material is broadband cell material, which is patented by NERI. So we don't have enough information, but we know that it creates a phenenzyme layer on the solar panel so that efficiency increases.
Please repeat. B for first. B for.
So broadband cell material.
Broadband cell material.
Yes, sir.
Can we apply on regular solar panels?
Yes, sir. The panels we are currently using in our college, the efficiency has decreased from the starting when we installed them. Now the efficiency has become something 13 or 12 something. So we are planning to increase it by 1 or 2% by using the BBC material on the solar panel.
$20% efficiency is increased.
No, sir, 1 or 2%. We are estimating that 1 or 2% the efficiency will be increased. We don't know the exact how much percent will be increased because it is still patented by NERI and we are yet to visit NERI because of the pandemic.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That can be taken it as your further scope of study.
Yes, sir. We actually went to college and we calculated current efficiency in the month of November. We calculated it, so the current efficiency came out to be 13%.
Okay, you can work out on this.
Yes, so once NERI opens, we will be sure to visit NERI and know more about the BBC material and practically do it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next group.
So shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So good morning, all of you. I am Siddhant, and on behalf of Group 11, I am going to present our topic, hybrid inverter with solar charging. And our members are Shubham, Aniket, Mohit, Mayur, and Shreyash. Introduction.
You are Aditya, na?
Yes, sir.
Your name is Aditya.
Siddhant
Siddhant.
Raipurkar.
Other members are
Shubham, Aniket, Aditya, Mohit, Mayur, and Shreyash.
yeah.
Okay. So introduction. As we know, we are living in 21st century, and as the humanity evolved over past decades, our growing energy needs have risen up to large levels, which led to destruction of environment, excessive use of natural resources, and pollutants, gases in the atmosphere. And this will not sustain for future generations to come. So the alternative is solar energy. So solar energy is simply collecting sun's energy and proven quite potential in satisfying some of the growing needs of the world. So we are using the solar energy as our main motto. So here the important component is solar inverter. So solar inverter, it converts DC current of PV cells to AC, which can be used by local grid network. But the question is, why inverter? Basically for portability and mobility. That is, an AC power is not always available in remote areas, therefore batteries have added to it. So there are three types of inverters: standalone, grid tie, and battery backup inverters. Literature survey. Solar power as future. When we use this power and harness it, the effect on it on environment will be far better than other conventional sources. Pollution free energy. So the energy produced through solar and its inverters are, it doesn't pollute the environment, so it is very benefit for them. Reduction of greenhouse gases. The increasing effect of global warming and climate change on this planet will be lessen up. Background study. So as we know, the initial cost is quite high and affordable users are looking for cheaper electricity alternatives, but it is seen as very effective in remote locations where the transportation seems to be an expensive option. And our objective scope is the main objective is to design and construct PV based system that operates in dual mode, supplying standalone while minimizing cost and size. So the next will be taken by Mohit Funde.
So now the basic principle of our solar hybrid inverter. The working principle of the inverter is to use the power from DC source such as solar panel and convert it into the AC power. The generated power range will be from 250 volt to 600 volt. It depends. And the conversion can be done with the help of set of IGBTs. So now need of the
Mohit,
solar.
make your voice audible.
Hello sir, am I audible?
Increase your voice. Make it faster.
Yes, yes. Please tell
Yes,
them
sir.
important parts of your project, of your study,
Okay sir.
within 2-3 minutes.
Yes sir. So now the need of the solar hybrid inverter. Hybrid inverters are at the heart of any simple, cost-effective solar battery storage system and are essentially a solar inverter combined with a battery, inverter, charger in one simple unit. These modern inverters are use simple energy meters to measure electricity consumption. By using this, we can save money by reducing electricity. Now the types of solar inverters. There are four types of grid integrated inverter: string inverter, micro inverter, central inverter, and battery backup inverter. And another three types on the basis of application are off-grid, on-grid, and battery hybrid. Now the IC CD4047 we have used in our project. The IC CD4047 is a low-power CMOS logic-based multi-vibrator circuit IC. It can operate either in the monostable or astable mode. It has voltage range of 3 volt to 50 volt. Next. Hello, next slide. Now the MOSFET. MOSFET is a special type of field effect transistor that works by electronically varying the width of channel along with charge flow carriers. Now next. This is the our simple inverter circuit. Now advantage on applications. Advantage are the it will decrease the greenhouse effect. It will reliable. It is the reliable source of energy. This inverter empowers small business by reducing their energy requirements. They are easy to set up and maintenance is very low. Thank you.
Okay. Good presentation from all of you. And this somewhat firstly also this type of topic is come across. Now my only suggestion to your group is that have any practical approach for this hybrid inverter. Okay. And you have used all these electronics components and how it is working in the field. You have to see it. Have you seen anything, any site?
No, sir. Due to this pandemic, we can do the hardware.
Because that hybrid converter for solar inverter is more useful, as you have said that that we can store energy also in the batteries. So now the challenge is you have to design in the hardware type.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all the best for your further study.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Vinay sir, Sushant sir, only last group has left. That is group number 12.
Okay,
It is Shirley, Bhumi, Samiksha, and Prashant. So Shirley, Bhumi,
Yes, Samiksha and Prashant.
yeah. Bhumi or Prashant, kindly present your screen. Bhumi or Prashant, kindly present your screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, is this screen is visible to you?
What is the subject? Yes, expression monitoring.
May I start, sir?
Yes, sir. You can start.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Bhumi Salokar from 8th Electrical Engineering Department. Our project is based on GSM-based substation monitoring and control system. Our project was under guidance of Professor Sachin Nagmote, sir. My projectors are Shaili Kujur, Samiksha Jutal, and Prashant Gandhi. The contents of this PPT are objectives, literature survey and overview, introduction, block diagram, explanation, design procedures, advantages and disadvantages, application, future, and references. Firstly, objective. The main purpose of a project is to maintain continuous power supply and improve power quality. Real-time monitoring and remote sensing can also be done. Literature survey and overview. A GSM-based system is designed in such a way which is used to send a message to substation if any fault occurs or detected. In survey, it is found that large amount of power is consumed during the lightning of the streets. Therefore, we propose a body that will detect the vehicles from a certain radius and automatically switches on the light until vehicles crosses a particular radius. The main operation of this system is to save excess use of energy by using solar panels and motion sensors. Since GSM modem can identify error and its location and send message to the substation. This system automatically controls and screens light of road, which helps in maintenance of lighting equipment. Introduction.
Since GSM modem detects error and its location with the help of communication technology, the information is sent to the nearby substation. The substation informs the operator by sending SMS. In such way, a number of stations can be connected to a substation with the help of this technology. This system can automatically send real-time electrical parameters like voltage, frequency, current, and send these real-time values over GSM network with temperature and power station. In this project, we are using microcontroller which can communicate with different sensors which have been interfaced. Next, block diagram. Here we are using GSM model, voltage, current and temperature measurement circuit, power supply, buzzer, LCD, crystal oscillator which can be used to provide clocks to microcontroller. It provides timing for different operation in microcontroller. Relays are used to control heavy electrical load and it provides delay time function. Here main and central processing device is microcontroller. Microcontroller is programmed in such a way that it sends input parameters to remote GSM mobile through GSM network. It receives control signal that are sent from operator and with that signals it controls relay and buzzers. Microcontroller is supplied by 5 volt by means of rectifier and filter from transformer of supply to 230 volt. Transformer transmit and receives 8-bit data. At time when current exceeds the limits, the microcontroller automatically trips circuit breaker and sends information to operator by SMS. Microcontroller is interfaced with LCD, which will detect values of current, frequency, and voltage.
Please go on the important slides of the presentation only.
Okay, sir. Next.
Hello.
Next.
Design procedure. First of all, we have to define the interfacing parameter LCD and data register. Assign a value for circuit elements such as relay, LED, LCD, and analog inputs. Initialize all input and output ports such as voltage, current circuit, temperature circuit, and all input and output of the microcontroller. The various parameter values such as voltage, current, frequency, etc. are displayed. Hardware implementation. There are 4 circuits are implemented in our project. Circuit measurement, current measurement circuit, frequency measurement circuit, voltage measurement circuit, and temperature measurement circuit. First, current measurement circuit. For current measurement circuit, we have used ACS 712 current sensor, which have specified as 185 millivolt per ampere output sensitivity, supply voltage at 8 volt, output voltage at 8 volt, and storage temperature is 65 degree centigrade to 165 degree centigrade. Pin number are used are VCC plus 5 volt, output ground, etc. Apparatus are load relay in 10 ampere capacity. Next, frequency measurement circuit. For frequency measurement circuit, we have used IC 555 timer, 220K POT plus 5 volt DC GSM LCD display. Next, voltage measurement circuit. Apparatus used are 3-phase supply, 3-phase variac, 3-phase transformer, bridge, and rectifier register and display. Temperature measurement circuit. For temperature measurement, we have used sensor as LM35. Advantages. Our project is most efficient and low cost design, low power consumption, real time monitoring, and devices can be operated from anywhere in the world. Disadvantage: our project mostly depend on network signal, but nowadays in modern technology, network signal will be good. This disadvantage of network is not more impact on our project. Network signal, but nowadays in modern application, uh, our project is most important, most applicable in industries such as for monitoring various parameters such as current, voltage, and frequency. This can be also used to monitoring and controlling home appliances like fan, etc. Future scope: the scope of our project is immense. The future implementation of project are very great, and considering the amount of time and resource it saves, the project we have undertaken can be used as a reference and can be used to develop projects such as indicating weather forecasting, temperature updates, device synchronization, and also in industries, schools, etc. The monitoring and controlling of the device can be done from personal computer. We can use to handle so many situations by connecting temperature sensor. We can get the temperature of dangerous zones in there can and face problem at the field.
Okay.
These are the references of our project and face problem at. Thank you, sir.
Now, Mr. Prashant.
Yes, sir.
And Bhumi and Samiksha all are present, no?
Sir, Samiksha is not present.
And then first Shirley काय तिचं काय नाव आहे?
Shirley.
Her name is Shirley Kujur. Kujur.
तिघा जण प्रेझेंट आहे ना शर्ली
ती नाही आहे बहुतेक सर. शर्ली नाही आहे प्रेझेंटेशन मध्ये.
बरं प्रशांत मला सांगा तुम्ही हे जे आता जे जीएसएम बेस्ड तुम्ही सबस्टेशन मॉनिटरिंग हे जे घेतलेलं आहे समजतंय ना? हॅलो
हॅलो सर.
हॅलो
हा येस सर.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
जीएसएम चा मला सांगा बरं अर्थ लॉंग फॉर्म जीएसएम काय तुम्ही व्हॉट फॉर?
ग्लोबल सिस्टम मोबाईल.
ग्लोबल सिस्टम
मोबाईल.
मोबाईल. तर या ॲरे तुम्ही सबस्टेशनचं जे सगळे जे पॅरामीटर जे आहेत ते त्याच्यामध्ये इन्क्लूड झाले आहे का तुमच्या सगळ्या प्रोजेक्ट मध्ये? सबस्टेशन मध्ये काय काय असतं ते?
सर हार्डवेअर इम्प्लिमेंटेशन अजून झालेलं नाही आहे सर. पण
बरोबर हार्डवेअर नाही झालेलं आहे पण सॉफ्टवेअर मध्ये जे जे पॅरामीटर्स तुमच्या सबस्टेशन मध्ये आपण मेजर करतोय म्हणजे इनकमिंग पॉवर किती आहे, किती येत आहे, किती जात आहे, त्याचं नेट एनर्जी हँडलिंग किती होत आहे, ह्या गोष्टी काही इन्क्लूड झालेल्या आहेत का?
No, sir.
तर याच्याकरता सबस्टेशनचं एक रिअलिस्टिक एक हे पाहिजे तुम्हाला किंवा काय 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 तिथे मॉडेल करतात आहेत बेसिकली गोष्टी.
आमच्या प्रोजेक्ट गायडन्स सोबत आम्ही डिस्कस केलं होतं. तर आम्ही एरिया लोड डिस्पॅच सेंटरवर आम्ही म्हणजे जाणार होतो, व्हिजिट करणार होतो. पण या पॅन्डेमिक मुळे पॉसिबल नाही.
ठीक आहे नंतर जाऊन तिथे अंबाझरीचं जे लोड डिस्पॅच सेंटर आहे हा त्याला म्हणतात ALDC एरिया लोड डिस्पॅच सेंटर जे आहे आणि त्या ठिकाणी तिथले कोणते कोणते पॅरामीटर्स मेजर करतात आणि ते तर फार मोठं झालं पण आपले छोटे 33 kV सबस्टेशन झाले, 66 kV सबस्टेशन झाले, इथले सुद्धा तुम्ही पॅरामीटर्स तुम्हाला पाहिले तर यू कॅन हॅव अ गुड आयडिया ऑफ दॅट. आणि त्याला तुमच्या या प्रोजेक्ट सोबत कोरिलेट करता येईल.
हो सर.
ओके ऑल द बेस्ट.
थँक्यू सर.
थँक्यू.
थँक्यू सर.
ऑल द बेस्ट.
थँक्यू सर.
Gaurav sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rutik.
Yes, sir.
Ha. So, Rutik is going to do the vote of thanks.
Yes.
And त्याच्यानंतर आपण एक स्क्रीनशॉट घेऊया.
चालेल.
Yes, sir. Gratitude is a spiritual giver. And I, Ritik Ponde, student co-coordinator of Technical Intervesta, would like to express my gratitude towards our judges. Thank you, dear judges, for giving your valuable time. Now, I would also like to thank Dr. Nitin Dhote, Head of Electrical Department, for allowing us to arrange this annual technical fest. And I would also like to thank Faculty Coordinator Gaurav sir and Suman sir for their support. Last but not the least, our student participants who made this event a grand success. Thank each and everyone. Thank you once again. Our judges, I would like to thank you once again for your valuable time. Stay safe. Take care. Have a nice day.
Rutik, can we have a screenshot? I just take that screenshot. Everyone is just requested to keep camera on. All of you are requested to keep camera on so that we can have a screenshot.
So actually, I am not joined through my laptop. I'm with my mobile.
Okay, fine. So at least Suman sir, Tuhina, Vinay sir, Prashant, Bhumi, Tote sir, can you just keep your camera on just for a second?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Sushant, sir.
Thank you, Gaurav,
Yes.
sir.
Thank you, Hardas sir. Thank you, Prashant sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sushant sir. Hardas sir, thank you very much.
Thank you, Suman sir. Gaurav sir, can we leave now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Okay, I will send the score sheet to you.
Yeah.